Hello YouTube, this is Vargas XX78. I know it's been a while since I posted a video, but like I mentioned before, I'm trying to space out my purchases. But I finally will have enough to make a good video because I picked up a lot of really neat things and decided to share it with you guys. First up, I'm going to talk about my comic books because I went to my comic run yesterday and I had a chance to read them all, so I can give you my thoughts on all of them. First book I want to talk about is One Moment in Time, Amazing Spider-Man issue 641. This is the last issue of this story arc, and now that it's done, I can say that it's a worthless piece of crap. I really like Spider-Man. I think he's a good character, but just the way they handled Mary Jane on this series, how they wrote Peter, and the whole resolution on the deal, it just didn't pay off. They could have done this immediately after One More Day, just to avoid all the fans the sting of this horrible storyline, and then they could have gotten right along with the really good storylines that Mark Waid and Kelly have been writing. But just an awful thing that I hope someone eventually down the line will retcon, and everyone will forget Brand New Day and One More Moment in Time. Just awful. Picked up Amazing Spider-Man 642. This is actually a good story. Norman Osborn's son is born, and apparently he has a lot of genetic potential because he's the son of the Green Goblin and Lily Hollister. So the kid has some kind of super gene or something, and everyone's after him. But I'm really liking this storyline. This is good. Amazing Spider-Man 643, Part 2 of Origin of Species, I think it's called. I'll have to reread that, but pretty good. And the covers are really cool. Astonishing X-Men Xenogenesis, issue 3 of 5. Like I said, I'm guessing Astonishing X-Men is cancelled. That's why they released this miniseries. The character development is pretty good. That's something that Warren Ellis is doing really good. And Carrie Andrews, the art style is kind of out there, but it's still pretty good and it's enjoyable. So I'm really digging that. Batman 703, giving a prelude to the return of Bruce Wayne. Something the word is that's written by Fabian Nicieza. Haven't seen him in a while, so that's really good. And we got Batman and Robin 14. Dick Grayson and Damian are trying to fight off Dr. Hurt. So really dig it. Green Lantern number 57. The Predator, which is the Starfire entity, the Star Sapphire entity, finally takes a body and is causing chaos in Las Vegas. And Carol Danvers gets named Queen of the Sapphires. Pretty good series. Brightest Day number 9. This series has been hit or miss. I really like the Martian Manhunter storyline. I really like what they're doing with Deadman. Everyone else feels out of place somehow. I'm not really sure what they're trying to do with Aquaman. But and they don't even touch Maxwell Lord because he's in Generation Lost. But I still like the concept of the whole Blackest Night, Brightest Day thing. So I'm really digging that series. Brightest Day number 10. They introduce a new Aqualad. The covers are really neat on this. Got Superman, The Last Family of Krypton. Continuing the Elseworld story where Jor-El and Lara travel to Earth right along their son Kal-El. And now they introduced the Super Twins. And Jor-El is teaming up more with Lex Luthor and forgetting his son. But that's okay because he's starting to grow up to be Superman, so I'm really liking this Elseworld tale. Superman Batman 76. Judd Winnick is writing this. And this is the aftermath of what happened after Batman got sapped by Darkseid's Omega Sanction, and how Superman is dealing with the loss of his friend, and how Dick Grayson eventually took up the mantle of Batman. But this story I actually liked. I actually liked this issue. Got Justice League of America number 49, with the Justice League fighting the Teen Titans. Got Simpsons Comics number 170, Lisa story. The one book I look forward to every year from The Simpsons. This is The Simpsons Treehouse of Horror, issue 16. This, like the TV show, has stories that are just over the top. Some of them are actually pretty out there. They have one where Dr. Frink summons a monster, and the monster just goes batshit crazy on Springfield, and it squashes people. It destroys people. Destroys the whole town. This is actually the most gory issue I've seen in Simpsons Comics Treehouse of Horror. But and then there has another one where Ned Flanders takes revenge on Homer Simpson, which I thought was really bizarre but cool. So I really love these Treehouse of Horror issues, because they're actually bringing the horror into the series. So really like that. Picked up, of course, Ratchet and Clank number 1. This takes place after A Crack in Time. Ratchet and Clank are retired, but Quark, who's now president, tries to get their help because planets are disappearing. The cover is really cool. I really like the cover, and so far the story is pretty nice. This is I don't know if it's a continuing series or a mini-series, but I'll pick them up. I love Ratchet and Clank. So that was pretty neat. And we got Uncanny X-Men issue 528 with a really nice cover, continuing the search for the New Mutants that arose after Hope developed her powers. This is actually going to lead to another separate book called Generation Hope. But I really like what Matt Fraction is doing with X-Men. Then we got Marvel Universe versus the Punisher issue 3. Spider-Man turned out to be Agent Zero, the one who started or carried the whole plague after the Punisher caused it. But it's a really dark story, which I really dug. And Marvel Universe vs. the Punisher issue 4 came out. Frank Castle makes a deal with Spider-Man to save Mary Jane, who is captured by the Kingpin. He's the one that eventually took control of all the tribes in New York. So I actually would have liked it to be a 5-issue series, not a 4, but it was really cool. And what the Punisher does and the ending is just wow. And picked up one of my favorite series, Witchblade 138, written by Ron Mars and drawn in color by Stepan Sejic. I just love the artwork on this series, and the writing is so cool. This is like my favorite book right now. So yeah, and the creative team is going to be together until issue 150, so they only got like 12 issues left, and the Artifacts miniseries. And I picked up Wolverine Road to Hell. I thought this was going to be better, but it really wasn't worth the $4 I paid for it. Basically, just have like it has like 4 pages dedicated to Wolverine, Daken, X-23, and the new X-Force. But they could have done that in the regular series, so they didn't need to print that out. I only bought it because I thought it would give a prelude to Wolverine number 1, and it kind of does, but it doesn't, it's not what I hoped it would be. And Wolverine Origins and Dark Wolverine which I collected, got basically canceled to lead way to Wolverine. This is Wolverine number 1. This is volume 3 of Wolverine. And in this one, Wolverine goes to hell. The soul of Wolverine gets sent to hell while someone takes possession of his body. And the body's causing... He's going after all the Weapon X people, apparently. So Mystique is trying to help the people in the real world. And at the last page, Wolverine is in front of this demon. It's promising to torment him. So it's an interesting start to the series. Let's see how the rest of it goes. Picked up Shonen Jump, issue 10 of this year, featuring Naruto and Bleach, and it has this preview. It's okay. I really dig Shonen Jump because of One Piece. I really like One Piece. It's a good deal for $5. You get a lot of chapters, so yeah. I didn't actually show this off in my last video, but I went to GameStop. I have that percentage membership card, and they give you a free Game Informer each month. But I wanted to show this one off because they talk about Arkham Asylum 2, which is now going to be called Arkham City. And I just thought the cover was really cool. How Batman and Catwoman are in the cover there in black and white. And they actually do... Bear with me. Actually do talk about the game. And this is actually a game I'm really looking forward to now. Because Hugo Strange, which is a long-running Batman villain, takes control of Arkham Asylum, and he decides to turn all of Gotham City into an asylum, hence why it's called Arkham City. But they got Catwoman, and they got Two-Face now, and Mark Hamill is going to be back as the Joker, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, really looking forward to this game. Kevin Conroy is going to be back as Batman. A really hot Catwoman there. So yeah, really looking forward to this game. And the only last thing I have to show in this part of the video is I went to a swap meet and I picked up The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess Premier Edition. It's actually kind of beat up. It has some water damage here. I was able to clean it up some. It was really grungy, like someone just spilled coffee on it. But it has a really nice back cover. I already own the Nintendo Power version of the Twilight Princess strategy guide. But like I said, I don't use strategy guides, but I like the artwork. Has some really nice artwork, and it's actually pretty detailed. It has a lot of, maps and stuff. So it cost me like 50 cents. So I thought it was worth it, even though it's kind of beat up. But that was my comic book pickups for this month, and my magazines. So next video I make, I'll put up the random stuff I found, like movies and the like. In the meantime, this is Vargas XX78, signing off.